Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jo and I help creatives and designers with freelancing, passive income and tech. So in today's video, I want to show you how you guys can create popping pins on Pinterest with Canva. So I see quite a lot of Pinterest pins being created, but not a lot of design theory, I guess, is taken into account. So a lot of the pins actually just get lost against the competition. So I want to take you through how you can pick the best typography, the best colors. You can do a little bit of research against your competition and really create a great pin for Pinterest. Before we dive in, if you haven't got a Canva account or you need to sign up or anything like that, I'll pop a link below, and all of my links to my resources, everything like that, are in the comments section of the video. Right guys, so when you log into your Canva, you're going to see the dashboard. I've obviously got quite a lot going on because I've done a few designs before, but we're just going to be creating that scroll stopping Pinterest pin. So you're going to come over into the search bar and type in Pinterest. And the really cool thing about Canva is when you hover over, it'll give you the dimensions as well. So that's just a handy trick if you ever really need to know what's up to date with the social media pins or anything like that. Social media sizes. So I'm going to click on Pinterest pin because that's the one that we're going to be creating today. And I don't normally pick from these templates because it just on the screen because it just doesn't give you a good view of all of them. So we're going to create a blank Pinterest pin. And what I want to show you is how we're going to create these pins from scratch, but also how to really make sure that you're creating pins that are really popping against your competition. Okay, so I can already see a pin here that we're going to start with, which is this one here. So I've just clicked on the templates. So you can honestly start with any of the templates, but what it does is it gives you all the elements on the page already just to start with. Now, I can already tell that with this pin, even though all the elements are on here, that I'm not going to be able to read this pin when it's, competing against lots of other pins on Pinterest. So what I'm going to do is set up the template. It's already kind of ready to go with the elements, but I'm going to set it up how I like it first. So just so it can remind me what I would like to have on here. So I'm just going to ungroup these for now. And I like to have either my logo or the website down the bottom, because even though it's an important part of the pin, it's not in the top part of what's really important. It's kind of just, as an addition for people to be able to see the information and know where the pin has come from. Okay, so now that I've got the template kind of set up, I want you to make sure that you have somewhere written. Usually it's easier on something like notes, your color codes or your branding color codes or any kind of colors that you want to use. You can use the default colors that are from here, or you can pick colors, but it's just got to match your brand. So don't do like 1,000 different colors. Try and just stick to a few to make sure that you stick to your brand consistency so that people can start recognizing your Pinterest pins. Okay, so let's check out the competition. So on Pinterest, just open up Pinterest, and I've already searched in here how to design Pinterest pins because that is the topic that we're talking about today. So how to do it in Canva. So you can already see by looking at this that everyone's got quite a lot going on. We've got like lots of cursive fonts. We've got quite a lot of like overlays over images that you can't really even see. I'd probably say this is quite a good pin because it's simple and they've got good hierarchy of their fonts. So, the most important thing is obviously how to create Pinterest pin designs. It's not hard to see. Whereas some of them make it a little bit harder to see. Like this is, even though that's got the content up there, there's just too many fonts going on, and all of this kind of looks a little bit cluttered. So I'm thinking that in this search term for these pins, that what we want to do is maybe start with a light pin first, because all the colors in here seem to be quite light and very feminine. So let's maybe try do something like that first, but also I reckon try and do something with big, bold font that's really simple, because it looks like the design style for these types of pins and this type of search term was, you know, like let's put like lots of different fonts and lots of different images and lots of different things on it. So let's try to do the opposite of that, because even though this seems to be a trend of doing this, I can't actually read some of these pins. A really good trick you can do when you're doing your search terms in terms of design, this actually works with anything, is you can actually squint your eyes and see which ones you can see first. Like how to create a viral pin, I can see that one. I'll create 100 Pinterest pins in an hour. See, it's the real simple ones that tend to really catch the attention or catch the squinty eye, I would say. Okay, so let's head back over to Canva. So we've already got kind of a bit of an idea of what we're going to do. So you can tell that obviously this type of font is not going to work. So let's click on that and we're going to edit that. And we're going to title what the pin is going to be about: how to create Pinterest pins on Canva. Oh, Pinterest pins on Canva. Okay, so already you can see that that font's not going to be great. So I'm going to choose a bold font. I like to use Poppins Bold because that's my brand's font. And you can already see immediately that that becomes way more readable. I'm going to left align, and I might just reduce the size a little bit. And I also I like to style my Pinterest pins with capitals because I just feel like it's a bit easier to read. And let's change the line height as well, just so that maybe we can get things a little bit back up to bigger. There we go, that's cool. So let's see how that's looking. That's looking better already, but still I think we need to get rid of the image. So I'm going to delete this image because it's way too much. With images, I think less is more in there because you just can't see them. So I'm going to add a background. So I like to use the elements like this so I can change all the different layers and things like that rather than changing the template's actual background. So let's put that in the back. See, even with an ugly gray like this would stand out more. But I'm going to come back to my notes and I'm going to grab my pink color that I've got because I want to start with a light pin first, I think. So we've got that in there. So obviously now we've lost the text. So let's grab the dark purple and we're going to change the font color. There it is. See, that's looking much better. If this was my website, I would probably change the color as well. So you can just edit any of the boxes by clicking on it and writing in your website. Now you don't have to have your website. I actually sometimes like to put my logo. So I've got mine already uploaded into Canva. So we'll put the dark one because obviously we're going to be able to see that. But again, remember with any kind of design that you do, the most important thing needs to be the biggest, which is obviously the content itself in this case. So even though I would love to say that having my logo needs to be the most important thing, for the person who's looking at this pin, it is not. Okay, so I also like to use circles a lot in my brand. So I think that this will be a good addition. So let's copy that. I'm going to Command C and Command V, and I might put this here, maybe a little bit over there. And I think I might change the color of those. So I'm going to come back over to my purple. So remember, these are my brand colors that I like to use. So I'm going to copy and paste and put that in there. And just to give it a little bit of just a different shade to the text, obviously, I could probably make this a little bit bigger actually, because really that's the most important thing, or maybe not that big. It's obviously got to make sense with everything else that's in the design in terms of scale. And I think I'm also going to make these a bit lighter. So I'm going to just, because they're not really the most important things. They're just kind of like a design feature. So maybe we'll go about 41. And I'm going to do 41 on here as well. I'm using the slider, but of course you can just write it, it's probably faster. So that's probably already looking quite a lot better in terms of simplicity for that search term that I've got. But of course, like in Canva, you've got heaps of free elements you can use as well. Like you could use the stickers, they've got stickers. They've got like heaps of, you know, these little things that are really, really cool. Like, I mean, that's probably a little bit too much for my type of design, but you can see there's quite a lot of elements that you can use for free. But in this type of design, we're really going for simplicity is more. So let's go back to Pinterest and see how we would stack up. So just remember what this looks like. So I think already you can tell that we would probably do quite well in terms of being able to get people to click on the pin because it's simple and effective. I would probably say now the next step would be to use this pin and create another colored version of it so we can see which one is probably better. So if you're looking for a time-saving hack to create as many templates as you want, super simple. All you need to do is have your main template and then click duplicate. That will duplicate the page. And then simply all you need to do is change your colors to your colors, brand colors, and you can, you'll already have them done from the very first template. So you can just update those, and already just by changing the colors and updating your logo or your footer or anything like that, it already creates a different template. So I'm just going to put that down there. And we'll make this a light color so we can actually see it. There we go. So you've already got a different color. So we've got that color, then we've got this color, and then I've even created another one that's even a little bit more different again, that has the darker colors here. So you could even change this to maybe even the really dark one and change this out here. So I've already created 3 different templates, but I've just got the same colors. So that's 3 different templates already ready with different colors, and you just use that duplicate button. So I think the most essential thing to have on your Pinterest pins, especially in this niche that we've just researched, is having a really large title. So the most important thing is that the content itself has to be readable. It's got to be big and it's got to be simple. That's what's specific for that search term. You've got to have also some colors that go really well together and typography that is easy to read. There's no point having all this scripty writing if you can't read it. And I would say that you either have your logo or you can put in your website address. So let's just make that a little bit like darker and quite a lot smaller. Let's go say to 30. Probably could be even smaller, and I also think it probably doesn't need to be in such a dark color because it's competing with this one. So I might just actually just do transparency a little bit, and you can see that it gives it a little bit of you know, a bit of depth through that pin. But those are probably the most important and essential things that you have on your pins. Right, so once we have all our pins ready to go, we are going to export them. Canva makes it super simple. You click this download button over here on the right. Now you can select to download each one individually, or you can download them all at once, which I highly recommend. So I'm going to click done. One thing I forgot as well is make sure that your title up here is exactly what you want to call your Pinterest pins. It's a really good idea to make sure that they match, just because it's easier for filing. So I'm going to download that, and you can see that it's already starting to download. Canva already has them set to PNGs, so you don't have to worry about what type of file you're exporting to. And it comes in a zip file. So once I open this, you can see that the file name is named that, but when we open it, it's just got 1, 2, 3. But I just want to make sure that these pins are actually called the name of this pin. So I've copied and pasted that, just because I just don't think 1, 2, 3 is a very good way to name your pins. So I'm going to do it like that and put an underscore so I know, so that they can actually save. But then, yeah. So it's just all nice and neat. So how to create Pinterest pins on Canva, 1, 2, 3. So it's all nice and simple, and you can see that by filing it that way, everything matches, everything's nice, and we've got all these Pinterest pins ready to go. So you can see by this process, you can create as many templates as you like, and just by following this process or designing your pins this way, you're going to be able to create really popping pins for your Pinterest. So if you enjoyed my content today, please like the video, make sure you subscribe, even leave a comment below to let me know that you are loving this content so I can create more for you.